So make yourselves comfortable. Find a nice place to lie down with your mat. Get yourself comfortable. And as you're lying there, you can just, because we still have another minute or so, but as you're lying there, you just pay attention to that breathing rhythm where you inhale, not short, not long, just a regular nice inhalation, stop, then exhale, nice easy exhalation, and then stop. Not a long stop, and then inhale, and just get acclimated to that way of breathing with yourself, nice and easy. Called 4-part breathing, the inhalation, the stop, the exhalation, the stop. And it could become pleasurable, easy way of doing it, nice and easy. Right? The inhalation, stop, the exhalation, stop. Just as you're lying there waiting, acclimate yourself. It's a way of re-regulating, of regulating, period. Right? And as you're breathing out, your legs, if you can, have your legs long. And just follow the breath through the nostrils, down the back of the mouth, down the trachea, and into the 2 bronchi, the right and left bronchi, and just feel your lungs as you inhale, expanding, stop, exhale, they start to condense, and then you stop again. And a few times, follow the inhalation down into the lungs as they expand, stop, exhaling now, nice and easy, and then you stop again, just following the breath from the back of the nose, down the back of the mouth, down into the trachea, down into both of your lungs, just feeling that, the lungs expanding as you inhale. And pay attention to not doing anything extra, meaning not making them expand more, contract more, just a regular, easy inhalation, expanding, a regular, easy exhalation, contracting, and just follow that, nice and easy with yourself. And now just begin to, as you inhale, just pay attention to the right lung. Just pay attention to your right lung as you inhale, stop, exhale, stop. Nice and easy. Now, the next time you inhale, specifically pay attention to the right lower lobe, meaning down just above your waist, the right side behind your liver, nice and easy, just inhaling into your right lower lobe. But just feel, when you do that, when you inhale into the right lower lobe, just feel what, if anything, translates into your leg. Is there any kind of stimulation at all going into the leg? Just notice. Does the leg seem to breathe? Does it seem to move? Do you get itchy? Does it seem to have disturbances? Whatever. But as you're inhaling, just notice any, as we say in the nervous community, any irritation to the right leg as you inhale into the lower right lobe. Now, put the palm of your right hand on the floor and slide the back of the hand under your lower side there, just above your waist, not into your ribs yet, just above your waist, not the whole hand, just like the front of the hand, easy. And now just feel that area between the lower back on the right side and your palm. And now begin to inhale, and just feel, you're inhaling into your lower right lobe, just feeling what kind of sensation you feel on your hand when you inhale. Just easy into the lower right lobe, just feeling that. What kind of sensation do you feel on the hand? Does it seem that the lung expands and goes down into the hand? It seems you might find that you feel that the lung is going up away from the hand. Some of you, just pay attention to what your experience is, right? Easy. Just feeling that, nice and easy. And going back and inhaling, stopping, the breathing rhythm. Exhaling, stopping, nice and easy. Putting your mind's eye on the lower right lobe there, right? Now, stand your right foot. Keep the hand there, stand your right foot. And keep doing the same thing, inhaling into the lower right lobe of the lung. And just as you do that, pay attention, listen, what might be happening in your right hip. Just pay attention, what might be happening in your right hip. Think of the lower right lobe lengthening down toward the hip. So think, what would the movement of the hip be? Think of the right hip as if it was sliding down toward your right heel. Not that it's sliding to the right, it's directional, just sliding in that direction just a tiny bit as you inhale into the lower right lobe. Just notice that. And feel any sensations that you're feeling on your hand, your rib cage, just feel that. And again, paying attention to the breathing. So slow and easy. Now, change your feet. Stand your left and straighten your right leg. That's it, nice and easy. And now feel, again, as you inhale, in the lower right lobe, what's happening to the pressure on your hand? What happens down your right hip, your right leg, as you lengthen the lower right lobe? Just feel that. Is there a sense of something in the leg? An inkling of something? A twitch? Just notice. Does it seem like the leg breathes, the right leg? Does it lengthen? Does it shorten? Just noticing. Does the weight seem to get heavier, seem to get lighter? Good. And take your right hand out from under your back. Let your arm rest on the floor. Straighten your left leg. And just, again, pay attention now to your inhalation and the lengthening of the lower right lobe. Pay attention to that. The lengthening of the lobe. So, is there some connection to the leg now? Is there some sense of the lung in some way translating into the right leg? Pay attention. Pay attention to your lower left lobe, please. On the bottom of the left lung, the lower lobe. On the left side, just above the waist. And put your hand, again, the same way, palm on the floor, under that area, just above the waist, not into the ribs, just above the waist, the left hand on the floor. And breathe and pay attention to that area, lengthening, what happens. Feel any kind of response, any kind of reflexive activity in the left leg when you do that. It's not that there should be, it's just what's really important here is asking the question. Just pay attention. Good. Stand your left foot and continue with your breathing, feeling, sensing. Start to think of your left hip now. What does the left hip do when you inhale and lengthen into the lower left lobe? As if the hip was sliding down toward the left heel. Use your imagination. Easy. Change your feet. Lengthen the left, stand the right. Keep doing the movement. Just sensing the lower left lobe lengthening down into the leg. The possibility of the lung lengthening down into the leg. Easy. Easy. Now, take your left hand and just slide it up another ½ inch where you contact your lower rib cage. Slide it up the back, just another half on the floor, the palm on the floor, and just start to feel the ribs, the lower ribs on the back of the hand. And inhale and lengthen the lower left lobe, easy. Inhale and lengthen the lower left lobe, easy, easy. Inhale, lengthen the lower left lobe, nice and easy. Very gently, very slowly. Inhale, stop. Exhale, stop, easy. Nice, easy breathing rhythm. Straighten your legs. And bring your left arm out. And feel what's different now on your left side as you inhale, the left lung. We did something a little different, right? We went up into the ribs. So just notice what's different on the left. This area is not so clarified on the left because there's only 2 lobes, and the heart interferes with the lungs a little on that side. Just notice your left side now as you inhale, feeling the... So now notice as you inhale, notice now again both lower lobes, right and left side, feeling the lengthening of the lobes down toward the hips, and maybe into your legs, maybe. It's not a must. Easy, easy. Just get a sense of the legs. Now breathe into your right lung. Breathe into the right lung. And breathe into the upper right lung in such a way that you're lengthening the upper quadrant of your chest underneath your clavicle into your shoulder, right? Just feel what happens when you inhale and lengthen the upper right quadrant there of the lung. And now take the palm of your right hand and put it on top of your left shoulder, the front of your arm there on the left side. Put the palm there and just let the right arm rest Just let it rest on you. And as you inhale now, again, lengthening that upper right quadrant, notice if you experience a reflexive activity of the right shoulder sliding up. Just notice that as you inhale and you start to increase the upper right portion of the lung. Notice if the right shoulder starts to slide up a little, reflexively. Just notice that. Easy. As you're inhaling, go back to your breathing. As you're inhaling, lengthening the upper right lobe of the lung and feel what happens in the right shoulder blade, specifically to your scapula on the back of your shoulder. See if that doesn't start to slide up the floor. Just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. Easy, easy, easy. Very slowly, very slow. Again, the same thing I was saying the other day, that the breathing is more important than the movement right now. Keep paying attention to the breathing rhythm. The lung is expanding. How you're responding to that, you can only do by noticing, not doing, and using the breath to see what reflexively is responding to the lengthening of the lung as you breathe. But notice it's the right shoulder. Notice now the whole right side, the lower lung, the upper lung, as you're inhaling, and just start to feel if the sense of the right heel and the right shoulder are coming apart, that they're going further away from each other. Just notice that as you inhale. Again, if you try to make it happen or you want to make it correct, you will only interfere with the process and it won't happen. I mean, you might feel that it's happening, but it's not really happening. What you make happen doesn't mean it's really happening. In reflexive activity is non-conscious activity that lies underneath all activity in gravity. Reflexive activity is non-conscious activity that lies underneath all activity in gravity. Easy, easy. Good. Let that go. Bring the arm down and rest. And just pay attention to your right side, your right arm, your right shoulder, your right hip, and the sense of when you breathe in and out, the sense of the right side. Just notice that. Just notice. The lengthening of the right side. And again, just notice that distance between your right heel and your right shoulder, if that seems to increase when you inhale. Just take the palm of your left hand and put it on top of the right arm. There, easy. Let the arm rest on you. Pay attention once again to your breathing. Get the breathing rhythm nice and soft and easy. Paying attention to the breath. As the lung lengthens inside you, the upper left lobe of the lung, as you're inhaling, feel the upper left lobe of the lung. And just notice when you do that, when you inhale and pay attention to the upper left lobe, is there a reflexive action to your left shoulder, your top of your left arm? Does the left side of your back seem to elongate, slide up a little toward your ear? Easy. Nice and easy. Awareness, using awareness to feel. Not, again, reflexive activity is non-conscious activity that lies underneath all activity in gravity. And there's a lot of actions that we do which require speed. And that speed needs, as a necessity, reflexive activity because of the slowness of the cortex at times. If I go to put my hand in the fire and I have to use my cortex to say, oh, it's hot, I should take my hand out, I've already got third-degree burns. You need to, the hand goes in and reflexively comes away. That's why when you go to a neurologist, what they check is your reflexive activity because it tells them what's going on underneath consciousness in the nerves, right? Healthy nerves are very reflexive, you see? So now pay attention as you're inhaling and think of the whole left side now, the lower lobe, the upper lobe. Just get a sense of that distancing between the left heel and the left shoulder, happening, not happening, just noticing. Using your awareness, what's not happening. To know that it's not happening, you have to know the opposite, what happening is. And that's how your nervous system starts to learn. Not through making something happen like that. Not at this level. Right. Good. Bring your right arm over the left and grab the other shoulder, right? And let you have a crossing of the arms. And now as you inhale, pay attention to this. Inhale into your right lower lobe and your left upper lobe. Inhale into the right lower lobe and the left upper lobe. This is what we were doing the other day, the crossing of the midline, right? The crossing of the midline. Inhaling into the right lower lobe and the left upper lobe, and you start to expand on the right, through the shoulder, and you expand on the left down through the leg. Can you feel that? Take your time. So the extending is happening on the diagonal, down the leg and up toward the shoulder. Down the right leg up toward the shoulder. Easy, easy. And now do the same thing, switch over and inhale into your left lower lobe and your right upper lobe. So you'll feel the expansion, the diagonal expanding going down into the left leg and up into the right shoulder, right? And you can start to sense that there's a crossing over the midline, and maybe you remember where the other side crossed, and notice if they seem similar, or does one cross higher, one cross lower. Pay attention. Easy. This is all about reflexive activity at an unconscious level. We're using consciousness to pay attention at this level. It takes awareness. Good. Let's let that go and you rest again. You bring the arms down and you rest again. And you pay attention to both the legs on the floor, the arms, the length of the lungs, sense of the length of your spine. And notice if you don't feel more molded to the floor, more down, longer in the arms, longer in the legs, longer in the spine, more down on the floor. Notice that. Notice that. Notice your breathing right now. Just the regular breathing. What seems different about the breathing, the quality of the breathing? So once again, put one arm, whatever you were doing, see if you can cross the other way. Put one arm on one shoulder, palm on the other, and cross the other way. And now we're going to, as you inhale into your right upper lung, begin to slide your right shoulder, the right side of your back up just a little bit. So the left shoulder goes down a little, right? And go slow here, go easy. And feel, when you do that, feel what happens when you slide what happens to your left leg? Can you get a sense that if you slide the upper right shoulder up, that something happens in the left leg? So as you do that, see if you can do a very small movement as you slide the upper right shoulder up, as you slide with the inhalation. Lengthen, slide the left leg down a little. Just see what that's like. See how much effort it takes. How much do you interrupt your breathing? Go back to your breathing. Just pay attention. Again, don't try and get it right, figure it out, make it perfect, all of that. Just do it to see what you're doing, and then how it affects your breathing. And then you could start to feel more how to make the breathing and the movement more integrated. Not through changing something, through feeling how to integrate the movement through the breathing, right? Now, do the same thing on the other side. As you inhale, bring the left shoulder up and let the right leg lengthen down. Just easy. Just easy. As you inhale, bringing the left shoulder up as you're inhaling and lengthening the right leg down, because the lower right lung is inhaling, right? On the diagonal. Easy, easy, easy. Finding how to do less and less and less to find more and more and more reflexive activity. There's all kinds of things going on in any movement, even just the blinking of the eye, any little movement. There's so much, and every movement is an adjustment to gravity, to the pressure of gravity, right? Every movement, right? So this is the internal, intercellular level of breathing and moving. Very easy, very small. To change our habitual patterns, our habitual tonus, the contracting, the holding, the cross motivations that a lot of us have when we do something. We're not doing it. The last time we worked, we were thinking about breathing and not doing it right, not doing it well. Those are all, doing it right, doing it well, pleasing somebody or whatever, that's all not part of the motivation of breathing. That is a different stimulus that's confused with breathing, right? Easy? Good. Now, one time lengthen the right shoulder up, and then one time, and then inhale, exhale, come back down, then inhale, lengthen the left shoulder up, including the breathing, and feel what happens in your legs. Feel what happens in your back. If anything, just noticing what leg might lengthen, what leg might shorten. Easy. Now, make sure you're inhaling. You might lose the breathing. Again, stop yourself and go back to the breathing. It's more important than getting the movement right. Uncross your arms. Just let them lie at your sides, out to the side a little. Keep doing this movement out. Now, do this movement, I'm sorry. Inhale and just lengthen your right leg down a little. Exhale, let it come back. Just let it slide on the floor. And then inhale and lengthen your left leg down just a tiny bit. Exhale, let it come back, take a pause. And notice when you do that with your legs, what happens to your arms? Can you feel one arm gets pulled up toward you, one arm gets lengthened away, maybe? Pay attention, take your time. Take your time. Very gently, very easy, very gently, very easy. Very easy. Good. let it go and rest. Just rest. And feel yourself on the floor, the length of the legs, the length of the arms, the length of your lungs as you inhale, exhale, the length of the back of the neck, the length of the head above the pelvis as you're inhaling. Easy. So very gently, very easy, please roll onto your tummies, onto your stomach. Let the legs be long. Put your forehead on the floor. Let your palms of your hands be on the floor, long above your head. No, the arms are long above your head. You're not resting on your arms. The hands are long above your head. You're on your tummy and your arms are stretched up above your head, right? Not too much. No, you don't have to straighten them, but just that the palms are up above your head, palms on the floor. And pay attention to your breathing rhythm now. Notice as you inhale, stop, exhale, stop. Notice how you need to reorganize here. Take your time. Notice how you need to re-regulate the breathing when you're on your tummy. Take your time. Now pay attention to when you breathe in. Notice as you inhale, the lower lungs on both sides, down at the lower back, going down toward the leg. See if you can sense that. The lower lungs on both sides going down toward the leg. Pay attention. And then also pay attention on the inhalation now to the upper lungs going up toward the shoulder blades, right? Right and left sides going up toward the shoulder blades, up toward the right and left side of your neck. Feel that when you inhale. Feel if you can sense the lungs going up into the right and left side of your neck. Pay attention to that. Listen to it. Notice if you're filling in behind the shoulder blades, between your scapula and the skin, as you inhale in this position, that the breath is going over the scapula up into your clavicles, right? Easy, easy, easy. Notice both sides now, the rib cage on both sides as you breathe in. Notice if your chest expands. Go down a little lower to the floating ribs where you put your hand on the left side, a little above the waist there, the floating ribs on both sides, easy. Pay attention to your breathing as you inhale and exhale, and very, very soft inhalation, stop. Soft exhalation, stop. And the next time you inhale slowly, begin to do a movement of very, very gently lengthening the right arm up away from you. Very small, as if you were just going to lengthen the arm, like a half inch or quarter inch, just so the arm slides a little. And feel when you do that, how the weight comes out of the arm, that the arm lengthens and it gets lighter. The weight comes away from the floor, the weight of the arm in the lengthening, the weight of the arm. Easy, as you're inhaling, easy. And pay attention now, does the elbow seem to come up a little from the floor? Maybe you might find that your elbow starts to come a little up, easy. And some of you might find, and you don't have to do it, that your hand comes up, that the arm lengthens a little, only if you can maintain the breathing. Only if you can maintain the breathing. Only it comes away from the floor. If you need to lift it, if you need to do that, you're interfering with your breathing. We will get there. You don't have to get there by making it happen. Easy. And now do the same movement with the left arm. Nice and easy. As you're inhaling, leave the right alone. Begin to lengthen the left arm a little up the floor. Easy. Feeling how, as the arm lengthens, in coordination, in conjunction with the breathing, that the breathing is more important than the movement, that the breathing informs the movement. The weight of the arm gets a little lighter as you lengthen it. The left elbow might come a little off the floor. Notice that. And only if it happens, the left hand will rise. Only if it happens. Don't force it on yourself. Because if you, look, try and lift the whole left arm. Everybody, try and lift it off the floor. Do that. And keep your breathing going. You're going to see it. You can't do it. You're going to see you interfered with the breathing. Right? This is very, very important to understand, especially at the reflexive level. And so much takes place at the reflexive level. Right? And unfortunately, as we age and we get more and more and more consciously controlling ourselves, the more we lose our reflexive ability. The more we stumble and fall and get startled easily, and because we're losing the reflexive ability. Easy, easy. Keep the breathing going as you inhale. And now just see what it's like. As you inhale, lengthen both arms at the same time. See if you can keep the breathing rhythm. Inhaling, expanding the lungs, exhaling. Now I'm going to tell you something. If you pay attention to, as you're extending both the arms, lengthening, so if you pay attention to the lengthening down the back and up the front of the chest at the same time with your lungs, you will see that it gets easier. Pay attention to the lengthening of down the back, down into your legs, up into your chest at the same time. The longer, feel how, let that breathing inform the arms coming up a little, both arms lengthening, the weight coming out. Easy, easy. See if it doesn't feel easier. Let go of that. Breathe. See if you make a big change in the breathing. If you make big changes after you stop doing what we're doing, that informs you that you're interfering with the breath, right? The smaller the change after, the better, the less interference with your breathing while you were doing the movement. And now just feel how you breathe in your belly and your tummy and your chest, down your legs and your arms. Next time now, paying attention to your breathing rhythm, inhaling, soft, easy, exhaling, soft, easy, and taking pauses in between inhaling and exhaling, and pausing between exhaling and inhaling. Begin to do a small movement on the inhalation of taking the weight of your head from the floor, as if you're going to lift your head, but just take the weight from the head, so you can still feel the skin of your forehead in touch with the floor, but just take the weight of the head off the floor and keep the breathing rhythm. Just take the weight of the head off the floor and keep the breathing rhythm. Just take the weight of the head off the floor. Easy. Where do you interfere with the breathing rhythm? So see if you can lift the head a little more and see if you can start to feel, oh, now I'm starting to interfere with the breathing. See if you can find that. And on your inhalation, as you lift the head a little more, start to, oh. And just to make recognition, awareness of when you start to make effort and start to interfere with the breathing. Easy, easy. And then see if you can then not go into the effort and just lift where you can keep the breathing very soft, very easy, as you're lifting the weight of the head. Not actually lifting the head, the weight. Weight is different. If you know Tai Chi, you start to understand weight is not the weight that we think it is. Easy? Mm-mm. Mm. Good. Let that go and rest. Rest just like that. Feel your lower abdomen. Feel maybe you can feel your back breathing, meaning the back going up toward the ceiling. The back of your lungs, the lower back. The lungs expanding in the back toward the ceiling. See if you can sense that. As you're breathing in now, the lungs expanding toward the ceiling in the back. Right? Have your arms long once again, nice and easy. And as you're inhaling, again, soft, easy, inhale, pause, exhale, pause. Begin to press on the inhalation, both your hands very gently into the floor. Easy, very gently. Press both your hands into the floor. Very gently, very easy. Press both of the hands into the floor. And feel, what happens in your chest when you do that? Can you start to feel where there's inhibition in the chest, where there's something stuck there maybe? Pay attention to that. What's happening in the chest? If your chest were totally at ease, it would be fully on the floor, breathing down into the floor. So what's getting in the way of that? Just pay attention. As you press the hands, easy. Feel, just start to feel where in the chest is there resistance. Easy. Easy. Soft. Easy pressing. And again, staying with the breathing rhythm of inhaling, pausing, exhaling, pausing. Finding your own rhythm, right? It doesn't have to be long, doesn't have to be short. It has to be pleasurable, easy to do. And just your breathing starts to breathe you. Easy. You'd let that go and rest. Notice. That's right. So you start to feel something different in your shoulder blades, your back, breathing into your back. Feel your back lengthen. Feel your back go up toward the ceiling as you breathe in. And once again, please lengthen the arms up above the head if they're not totally straight, easy. And begin to do very, very soft movement now of, as you're inhaling, right? Inhaling, pausing, exhaling, pausing. On the inhalation, begin to lift the belly button, your navel from the floor. Not your tummy, not your hips, your belly button. Not your chest, just your belly button. Not pressing anywhere, just lifting the belly button. This is not easy. Take your time. You got to think of your belly button. Where's your belly button? Pull it in. You can do it. Take your time. Just the belly button. Easy on the inhalation. And then you let it go. Inhale, pause, exhale, let it go. Just feel the belly button. Just taking it in just a little. And then as you do that, just pay attention. What do you feel in your head, your arms, your hips, the front of your pelvis, your legs, your feet? Notice that little movement. What happens to everything else? Feel the pressure throughout the whole body. to bring the belly button, the navel, a little in, away from the floor. Easy. No strain, everything easy. Bring the belly button away from the floor. No interference with the breathing. This is I think of this as for me, this is very strengthening to be able to get this kind of control and have the rest of myself lengthening as I'm doing that. It's a source of tremendous strength. Easy? Good. Please let that go. And rest on your tummy. Notice your breathing now. Pay attention now just to the natural, for lack of a better word, the natural breathing that's happening right now. Lengthen your arms, please. They're not. And begin to very gently on the inhalation, once again, begin to press your right arm, your right hand, your right arm, and your right leg into the left leg into the floor. On the inhalation, begin to press your right arm and your left leg. And now, see if you can think of lengthening of the lungs as you do that, and also of lengthening of the arm and the leg as you're gently pressing. Easy? See if you can start to lengthen the arm, lengthen the leg, lengthen the lung, all together, and press, just very gently, the right arm and the left leg. Easy? Easy? And the other day we worked on the diagonal, and before we were doing a little bit of diagonal. Now you're on your tummy, and you're creating a diagonal from the left hip to the right shoulder, right? Easy? Feel that diagonal. Take your time. Left hip, right shoulder. Now, very small, again, slowly, easy. Inhaling, begin to lift your right arm and your left leg. Begin to lift it, your right arm and your left leg. They're tiny, just taking the weight out of the arm, leg, and again, think of them lengthening as you do that. Notice if you're interfering with the breathing. Do it in such a way to not interfere with the breathing. Easy, easy. Your right arm and your left leg, just small. You could look. You don't even have to lift if that's a problem. Just imagine you're lifting them. Just imagine as you inhale and lengthen. Just imagine that you're lifting the right arm and left leg. Just imagine that as you inhale. Use your imagination. Very powerful resource, the imagination. Use your imagination, right? Easy? Good. Let that go. Rest again. Rest. Feel your breathing. Notice the breathing rhythm. Inhaling, pausing, exhaling, pausing. Soft, light, easy. Bring the arms up above the head again once more, the arms up above the head, and begin to pay attention to the breathing. And as you're paying attention, begin to lengthen and press your left arm and your right leg into the floor. Your left arm and your right leg into the floor. On the inhalation, doing it in such a way to feel the lengthening of the lung with the lengthening of the leg and the arm, and the very slight pressing. Very slight pressing. It doesn't have to be a lot. Very slight pressing, very slight. The pressure, right? You want to feel the pressure of the breathing. Not so much the pressing of the muscle, not so much a pressing of muscle, but the pressure of the breathing. It presses, right? And now do the opposite. As you inhale, begin to lengthen the left arm as it lengthens and the right leg as it lengthens. Easy, easy. Right, and you lift the left arm and you lift the right leg. Through lengthening. Take the weight out. Some of you can lift, it's fine, if it doesn't interfere with the breathing. Some of you, lengthening and taking the weight out is plenty. Some of you, just imagine it is plenty. Not doing it gets you nowhere. Okay, easy, easy, easy. Paying attention to that breathing rhythm, right? Easy. Good. And now very gently, let go of that. And now just whatever you do, very gently, keep your head there. To begin to, don't rest, arms along. Begin to lift your right arm from the floor. Inhale and lift the arm. Just see what's different. And then inhale and lift your left arm from the floor. Just notice if it doesn't seem easier, lighter. One arm might seem easier, lighter. Pay attention. Lengthen the lung as you do it, right? Once the right arm and then once the left arm. Good. There you go. Nice and easy. And then roll over to your backs and rest. And feel yourself on the floor. Pay attention now to your breathing, right? Pay attention to the sense of the length of the legs, the length of the arms, the lower back, chest, the back of the head. Notice your breathing as you lengthen your right leg. Begin to breathe in and lengthen your right leg. Slide it easy. And then breathe in and lengthen your left leg. Very easy. See what that's like now. Notice if something got easier. And lengthen the lung. And notice as you lengthen one leg, what happens to your arms? Is there any sense of a kind of lengthening? Either they get pulled toward you, an arm, or they get pushed away from you as you lengthen the leg. Just notice. Good. And let that go. And then one time, just as you breathe into your right lung, right? As you breathe into your right lung and lengthen your right upper lung, lengthen your left arm. As you breathe into your right lung, you feel the right arm gets pulled towards you. And then breathe into your left lung and lengthen your right arm down a little away from you, and you feel the opposite happens. And notice if you can put the whole thing together where one leg, where you lengthen the right leg, something happens in the arms, you lengthen the left leg, there's a whole body configuration that starts to take place, that starts to make sense. All right? You lengthen the right leg, right? You lengthen the right leg, the right side, the left arm goes down. Right? Easy. Lengthen the left leg, right? Down away, the right side, right? See, feel the... You work it out. I don't want to, you work it out any way you can. Good. Okay, you play with that. And then let it go and just go back to your breathing rhythm. Feel your lungs lengthen down to your hips, up to your shoulders, and just feel that connection between the two. Breathe in just to the right lung. Feel the distance between the right heel and the right shoulder. As you do it, breathe in just to the left lung. And just start to have these proprioceptive awarenesses of the distances between the parts of yourself, which is what proprioceptive awareness is. Good. So, slowly, please, come up to sitting with yourself and then come up to standing nice and easy. And we'll do a little bit of bringing this into Tai Chi movement, and we'll see how this all plays out very gently, very easily. Take your time. And when you stand, feel yourself. First of all, just sense yourself standing. Where's the weight, the contact of the feet with the floor, the length of the arms. Breathing into your lungs, the sense of your back breathing maybe. Ho, that would be a nice feeling, that the back is breathing. Most people, almost everybody thinks that you only breathe into the front of your tummy, period. Now you're breathing into your lungs, your back, your shoulders. Put your right foot, and as you inhale now, lengthen your right lung up toward the shoulder and down toward the right hip. Just do that. As you inhale, and just feel what happens reflexively as you inhale into the right shoulder and the left lung, right shoulder and lower right lung. As you do that, pay attention. What happens? Now I'm going to add one little piece to this, the diagonal. As you inhale into the right lung and it's lengthening up to your shoulder, inhale into your lower left lung and feel what happens to the left leg. The left leg. As you inhale over to the right lung, down up into the right shoulder, that side, down into the lower left lobe, what happens to your left leg? Let it go. Let it go, the left leg. Stop holding it. Just let it go. Come back. And now breathe into your upper left lung and your lower right lung and just let the right leg go. Let it go. Stop holding it. Take all the weight out of it. And it will lengthen, it will get heavier on the floor. Neat, come back again. Once again, inhale over to the right lung, up into the right, and let the lower left at the same time. I know this is a lot. Let the left leg empty even more and get longer. Come back to the middle. Put your right foot a little bit in front. Pay attention now to using the lungs for this. Put your right hand up, right? And you inhale now, go over to your right lung. Listen, as you inhale, over to your right heel with your right lung, feeling your right lung as you inhale on the right side, up into your shoulder. The whole right side lengthens up into your shoulder. You go over to the right side with your right lung. Now, once again, add one little piece to that. Inhale, go over to your right shoulder and feel the right lung in your back get bigger going back as you do that. That your right lung starts to expand backwards. And what happens? You go back onto your heel and you rotate naturally. Once again, you inhale into your right lung, feeling the right lung going back more into the back, and you will rotate ever so slightly. One more. Inhale into the right lung, back into the back of the lung, and now come back, put the foot under you, feel your right arm, feel your right side. Notice your breathing. Notice how much more breath, actually oxygen breath, you can get on the right lung right now. Left foot a little in front, left hand up. Inhale into the left lung, lengthening up under the rib cage, up into the upper left side, inside with the lung, and as you inhale, go over to the left heel, and then back into the left lung. Back. Let it get wider back. And you rotate ever so little. Once again. Inhale. Left lung. Exhale. Come back. Inhale, lengthening the left lung and feeling it widen back. So you're going to feel that you go And this is the funny feeling. At the same time that you think you're going forward, you're going backwards more at the same time. So you're going forward and back at the same time. I know, it's a strange feeling. Strange. It's actually what makes balance balance. The ability to have opposite movements at the same time. Come back, put your arms down, feel your legs, your hips, your shoulders. Breathe into your lungs. Breathe into lengthen both lungs, left and right. Down toward the heels and up toward your shoulder blades. Left and right. Down toward the heels as you inhale. Two currents running at once. Down toward your heels and up toward your shoulder blades. Smile to your lungs. When you inhale, smile. Whoa, what's that? When you inhale, smile to the lungs. Down to the heels, up to the shoulder blades. A beautiful, wonderful feeling of expansion. Have a great day. Enjoy this weather. Have fun. Walk. Pay attention to the breathing. See you Sunday 11. Sunday at 11. Great, kids.
Got this one?